Wow, no opening for this episode. Taguchi is literally flexing his creative muscles on us.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Are you curious where you can watch the latest episode of Kamen Rider and Sentai every week? Well, since there is no official release, you might have to resort to alternative methods. Personally, when I search for website to watch tokusatsu, my top priority is to safeguard my personal data. That's why I rely on Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of today's video. With Surfshark, your online safety and privacy is paramount as it is effective at concealing your online activities through its VPN capabilities. By encrypting your internet traffic that nobody can pry into your online endeavors or track your digital whereabouts. Additionally, Surfshark enables you to virtually explore the world with a tap thanks to its ability to change your VPN address. By switching your location to anywhere in America, let's say, you can access at least over 10 Ultraman shows and movies, or explore other Toku shows available on Tokushoutsu. You can poke around at the Japanese Premium Bandai page and discover a captivating array of expensive children's toys. I highly recommend getting Surfshark VPN today, as it comes with an extra free month. Simply click the link in the description, and if you are unsatisfied, rest assured there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So why wait any longer? Take advantage of this fantastic offer and sign up now. It's an incredible opportunity for all of you, my fellow Tokusatsu fans. If I can describe this episode in 3 words, it would be pure world building. We don't have our defense team assembled yet, and we didn't saw all of the members that would make up Scarred. We got some glimpses of Nagare working with Gento's team, at least on the comms, while Emi was there for like a second to shoot a rocket at Bazanga and leave. The entire episode was pretty much focused on Gento and his team dropping off to help to fight Bazanga, and we get to see Gento's ability as a leader, which is very much the stereotypical leader of an Ultra team, which is fine. Again, very relaxed and very cool, knows what he's doing. I'm not saying he's a bad thing, but it is very much kind of like the stereotypical leader of an Ultraman team. Like, oh, he never actually got anyone dead on a mission. He's so good. The other part of the operation is, staying alive kind of thing. It's a trope that Ultraman has for its leaders, but again, not a bad thing. I truly enjoyed Gento's character and his quirky way of choosing what to do, and that is closing his eyes and taking a long ass time, at least from what I can see, and imagining what would happen. I don't believe people in the military do that, but fine, I think it's literally wasting man hours. Just think faster. If you really think about it, he's using the power of imagination. But also, the show does show us that he can be a gun-ho rebel of a leader, where he decides to go and check up on another team that got caught by one of Bazanga's attack and just straight up go in alone without any backup. It's kind of dangerous, son, but it's kind of interesting that he did that once and somehow stayed alive, which could be something interesting, that maybe he's alive because of Blazar. And also maybe if he's alive because of Blazar, this is how he kind of gets this weird seeing the future powers, or at least seeing the possibility powers. It would make sense how he got the Blazar brace, because it just showed up on him. And I really like when it happened. Blazar pretty much fully forced Gento to transform, which I don't remember ever seeing in Ultra before. Most of the time, it's the Ultra kind of explaining to their host how to transform, or if it's the human kind of gaining the light of the Ultra, they somehow gain all of the information to transform. So having Gento pretty much being forced to transform into Blazar was something very much entirely new, at least to my memory. And the entire thing kind of is interesting because At first it looked like that Gento is kind of at the wheel when Blazar shows up, at least for a little bit, because there is a point after he transforms you can see like Blazar kind of looking at his arms, kind of like the hell just happened, and he almost snaps back. And after, you know, Blazar disappears and Gento reappears, Gento doesn't remember that he was Ultraman. Maybe Gento has the wheel for a little bit, but not enough to actually remember what happened. Which, if I can remember correctly, we don't really have that much, because if I can remember, pretty much each and every host of an Ultraman does remember that he was an Ultraman, specifically after transforming. So it is kind of interesting to see what's going on between Blazar and Gento and how it really works fully. And if I already mentioned Blazar, let's talk about him. I absolutely love the way he fights. He appears to be more primitive and animalistic, climbing on a building and grunting after every attack. He very much feels like a combination of the hunter that Redman is and the animal that Dark Zangi is from Nexus, which it's not a bad thing. I really do like the way that, you know, Blazar kind of like fights. He's very much looks like he's a very primitive Ultra. He has this kind of like stands before a fight, and kind of like the gremlin noises are very fun. Makes the jokes about the gremlins, that's funny. And there was that moment in the fight where Blazar just ripped Bazanga's arm cannon, which seeing a new gen Ultra doing it, it's very much different. It is very weird. You know, it's not as gory because, you know, Bazanga did spew out blue blood. So that means, you know, it's not rated R because it's not red. This is how actual ratings work in television and movies. It's actually real. And his finisher not being a beam of some sort is genuinely something that we haven't seen maybe since like Taro. Like, you can say a ghoul, but I don't know. Agul did have a beam, so I think since maybe Taro we didn't saw like an Ultraman having a genuine different finisher than an Ultraman beam, which is very cool that, you know, to pretty much produce the spear he creates a Blazar in his hand. It's really fucking cool. This episode was like absolutely amazing. I loved it. I love that this world feels way more realistic. Again, even we see the jets. We see like an actual jet and it's just like a regular ass jet. And I love the way they kind of shot a lot of like the human kind of underground scenes, which kind of had a little bit of similarities to Godzilla 2014. I think this is the only good thing I would ever say about that film. This episode was great, and it's kind of weird to think that this episode didn't really feel like an episode 1. It felt like an episode 0. It's not a bad thing, but it was like pure world building. Not having an opening was the right choice. To be completely honest, how much I believe I am literally in the minority, and I truly love that opening. It's basically a Gem Project song, but the ending theme is really cool. Again, very similar to how specifically like Nexus second and third ending themes kind of sounded like a mid-2000 J-rock, which was a great time for rock, or at least Japanese rock. So yeah, what you thought about Blazar episode 1? Did you enjoy it? Comment below, let me know. Thanks Surfshark for supporting my channel. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.